You've revised for hours, so why do you keep forgetting that simple maths formula, those key dates, or that important Shakespeare quote? You need to learn how to memorise for your GCSEs. I mean, really learn. Reading and highlighting just doesn't cut it. Instead, you need to do 4 things: recall, retrieve, test, and teach. And I'm going to walk you through the memorisation techniques that actually work, so when you're in the exam hall, you can retrieve any information you need. Hi, I'm Ali, a science teacher with over a decade of experience. Let's get into it. Before we get into the techniques, you need to understand one thing. Your brain doesn't remember things just because you've looked at them. It remembers things because you've used them. A study in the Trends in Cognitive Sciences journal suggests that every time you try to retrieve a piece of information, pulling it out of your memory rather than just reading it off a page, your brain strengthens that connection. Do that enough times and it sticks. Right, let's talk techniques. So technique 1, active recall. This is the big one. Active recall means testing yourself on information instead of passively reading it. The easiest way to do this? Flashcards. Grab your flashcard set, cover the answer side and try to recall it before you flip it. That small moment of effort where your brain is searching is what makes the difference. If you get one right, move on. If you don't, note it, put it back in the deck, keep going and let it come back round. You're not trying to be perfect straight away, you're building familiarity. Save My Exams has pre-made flashcards for most GCSE subjects, so you don't have to spend hours making your own. They're already broken down by topic, which means you can go straight into testing yourself. Technique 2 is all about spaced repetition. Active recall is great, but how often should you actually do it? There's no point going through all your flashcards every single day. Your brain actually benefits from a bit of forgetting. When you revisit something just as you're starting to forget it, that's when it gets locked in properly. This is called spaced repetition. In practice, it looks like this. Review a topic today, say kinetic energy for physics. Use a mixture of flashcards and practice exam questions to really test your knowledge. Come back to it in 2 days, then again in a week, then again in 2 weeks. Each time you revisit it, you're reinforcing the memory at exactly the right moment. The third technique is the blurting method. This one is simple and weirdly satisfying. Pick a topic, say the Great Depression for GCSE history. Close your notes, grab a blank piece of paper and write down everything you can remember about that topic. Everything. Dates, key figures, causes, consequences. Don't stop to check anything and don't organise it neatly. Just blurt it all out. When you're done, open your notes and see what you missed. Those gaps are your revision list. Now you know exactly what needs more attention instead of just guessing. This works because it forces your brain into full retrieval mode. And the gaps it reveals are far more useful than anything you'd spot by just rereading your notes. Okay, quick pause. Drop in the comments the one thing you always forget in your exam. That formula, that date, that quote that just won't stick. Let us know below, and if this is helping, hit subscribe. There's loads more exam prep content on the way. Another technique that forces you to retrieve information is teaching out loud. You might feel a bit silly doing this one, but do it anyway. Explaining a concept out loud to yourself, to a pet, to a very patient family member, forces you to understand it properly. If you can't explain it clearly, your brain hasn't fully processed it yet, and that's useful information. So pick a topic from your revision notes, like photosynthesis. Close them, explain it like you're teaching to a younger student. Keep it simple. If you get stuck, that's your cue to go back and reread that section, then try again. Finally, past paper practice helps you spot the things you actually need to remember. You'll boost your memory in 2 ways. First, you'll learn to recognise what the examiners are actually asking for. Second, past papers create context. When your brain stores a memory with context attached, like this is the type of question where this fact comes up, it's much easier to retrieve under pressure. The huge bank of past papers at Save My Exams means you can access real exam papers from previous years. Work through a few questions, check your answers, and note what didn't quite land. That's your next revision session already sorted. So, we've looked at what you should do. here's a quick note on what not to do. Don't just reread your notes or highlight or copy things out word for word. This feels productive, but it doesn't really do that much. You can read a page of notes and feel like you know it, but blank when you try to write it from memory. Familiarity isn't the same as memorization. So stick to the techniques that make your brain work: recall, retrieval, testing, and teaching. So here's how to memorize for your GCSEs, the techniques that actually work. Active recall. Test yourself constantly. Flashcards are your best friend. Spaced repetition. Review things at increasing time intervals so they stick long term. The blurting method. Write everything you know from memory, then fill the gaps. Teaching out loud. If you can explain it simply, you've actually learned it. And finally, past paper practice. Apply your knowledge under exam conditions. The difference between students who remember everything and students who go blank in the exam is technique. You've got the time, use it smartly. Everything you need, revision notes, flashcards, past papers, exam questions, and mock exams is all linked below. Head to Save My Exams to get started. You've put in the work and you're ready for this. Good luck.